Students, we are discussing chapter plant growth and its development, right? In this chapter, go for the next topic. There is a discovery of a plant growth regulators. What's that? Discovery of a plant growth regulators, right? Now listen here. Discovery of all the five major groups of plant growth regulators. What's that? Discovery of all five major groups of plant growth regulators is accidental. Is accidental. Is it okay? Right? Go for the first one. What's our auxins? Go for auxins. Discovery of auxins. Right? Now listen here. Charles Darwin. What is the scientist name, sir? Charles Darwin. Charles Darwin. And his son, Francis Darwin. Right? Francis Darwin. What are the two scientist names? Charles Darwin and Francis Darwin. Father is Charles Darwin, son is Francis Darwin. Okay, right? Sir, this Charles Darwin and Francis Darwin, right, they worked on a coleoptile. Worked on what, sir? Worked on coleoptile. Worked on coleoptile of which plant, sir? Canary grass plant. Which plant, sir? Canary grass plant. Is it okay? Sir, canary, right? Canary grass plant. I am writing the genus word of this plant, right? Phalaris. What is the genus word of this canary grass plant, sir? Phalaris. Sir, this canary grass plant is a dicot or monocot, sir? It's a monocot. It's a monocot, right? Okay. Now listen the statement. Sir, Charles Darwin and Francis Darwin, they worked on coleoptile of what, sir? Canary grass plant. Coleoptile. Coleoptile is nothing but a sheath-like structure. Sheath-like structure which covers the what? Covers the plumule of monocots. Yes or no? Sir, in monocots, right, plumule is covered with a sheath called as what? Coleoptile. This we read in first year. Yes or no? Right. Sir, Charles Darwin and Francis Darwin, when they exposed the tip of the coleoptile of canary grass, exposed the tip of coleoptile of canary grass, okay, canary grass, right, this coleoptile, right, showed a curvature, bending towards the light, Therefore, what are the two scientists' names? Charles Darwin and Francis Darwin, when exposed what? When exposed tip of coleoptile, tip of coleoptile of which plant? Canary grass plant. Canary grass plant. Okay, what happened, sir? When exposed tip of the coleoptile of canary grass plant to which light? Unilateral light. Right. What they observed, sir? What they observed? Bending of coleoptile. Bending of what, sir? Coleoptile. Bending of coleoptile towards light. This is the observation of Charles Darwin and Francis Darwin. Sir, bending of what? Coleoptile towards what, sir? Light. So can we call this one as phototrophism? Yes. Phototrophism, because this movement is in response to light. As this movement is in response to light, we are calling it as a phototrophism. It has shown bending towards the light. Yes or no? Right? Sir, this is the work done by whom, sir? Charles Darwin and Francis Darwin. Okay, right? Now listen the statement. After conducting a series of experiments, we completed the work of Charles Darwin and Francis Darwin. It's over. Okay, we are going for the next statement. Okay, right. After conducting a series of experiments, right, it was identified that tip of coleoptile. What's the tip of coleoptile? Tip of coleoptile is a site for a transmittable substance. Site for which substance? Site for a transmittable substance. Right, which caused bending of coleoptile. Bending of entire coleoptile, which caused bending of entire coleoptile towards light. Is this statement okay? Now listen this statement carefully. Sir, we completed work of Charles Darwin and Francis Darwin. Okay, now listen here. Sir, after conducting a series of experiments, it was identified that in the tip of the coleoptile, a transmittable substance is synthesized. Tip of the coleoptile, a transmittable substance is synthesized. Transmittable substance which can move, which can transfer. Where this transmittable substance is synthesized in the tip of the coleoptile. This transmittable substance, it is responsible for bending towards what? Sunlight. Who is bending? Entire coleoptile is bending. Therefore, this bending of entire coleoptile towards light is due to a transmittable substance which is synthesized in the tip of the coleoptile. Is this statement okay? Right? Now, listen to the next statement. Sir, Went, scientist name. Went isolated this transmittable substance. Went isolated this transmittable, what's a substance? Isolated this transmittable substance. This transmittable substance is nothing but what's our oxygen. Therefore, Went isolated this oxygen, right, from where? From tip of coleoptile of oat seedling. Is this statement okay? Right. From where, sir? From tip of coleoptile of oat seedling. This oxygen was isolated by whom, sir? Went. Is this statement okay? Right. Sir, oat. I am writing the scientific name of this oat plant. Avena sativa. Avena sativa. Sir, this Avena sativa, it's a dicot or monocot, sir? It's a monocot. Right? Go for the experiment performed by Went. Sir, this Went worked on coleoptile. Of Avena sativa, that is a oats plant. Yes or no? Right. Now listen here. Sir, this is a coleoptile of a oats plant. This is what? This is a coleoptile of what's a oats plant. Okay, right. What Went did means, right, he removed the tip of the coleoptile. What he removed, sir? He removed the tip of the coleoptile. Sir, this is the tip of coleoptile. Removed what, sir? Tip of coleoptile. He placed this tip of coleoptile on a agar block. placed this tip of what? Coleoptile on agar block. Then what happened means the transmittable substance which was synthesized in the tip of the agar block diffused, be careful, diffused into the agar block. Is it okay? Right, sir, the tip of the coleoptile is a site of transmittable substance or transmittable influence, yes or no? That transmittable substance which was the transmittable substance, which was synthesized in the tip of the coleoptile has moved into the agar block. It means now where is this transmittable substance? It is diffused into the agar block. It is inside the agar block. Yes or no? Right? Then what Wendt did means he placed this agar block. Placed this agar block on what, sir? Decapitated coleoptile. Placed the agar block on decapitated coleoptile. Decapitated what, sir? Coleoptile. Decapitated coleoptile. Sir, what is the meaning of decapitated coleoptile, sir? See this diagram. Sir, this is coleoptile, right? Sir, this is tip of the coleoptile. Sir, once the tip of the coleoptile is removed, sir, what is removed? Once the tip of the coleoptile is removed, then the remaining coleoptile we are calling as decapitated coleoptile. Is it okay? Where is the tip then? This is the tip which is placed on agar block. Is it okay? Now what is this called as? Decapitated coleoptile. Now on this decapitated coleoptile, when he placed this agar block, what happened means? What happened means, right, this transmittable substance has diffused into this decapitated coleoptile. Transmittable substance diffused into the decapitated coleoptile. Due to this, what happened means, right, straight growth of coleoptile has taken place. What has taken place? Straight growth of coleoptile has taken place. Straight growth of coleoptile has taken place. Is it okay? Right? Therefore, when what is placed? When agar block with what? When agar block with transmittable substance, when agar block with transmittable substance placed on what? Decapitated coleoptile, placed on what? Decapitated coleoptile, what has taken place? Straight growth of coleoptile. What has taken place? Straight growth of coleoptile taken place. Straight growth of coleoptile has taken place. Is it okay? Now in the next experiment, what he did means, he placed agar block on one side of the coleoptile. See this diagram carefully. Sir, in this diagram, this is decapitated coleoptile. Yes or no? Sir, on this decapitated coleoptile, he placed agar block on one side. Placed agar block on one side. Then what happened means the coleoptile, there was a bending in coleoptile in the direction opposite to the agar block. It means on which side he placed agar block, opposite to that side the bending has taken place. Is this statement okay? Right? Therefore, when what, sir? When agar block with what? With transmittable substance. What is the transmittable substance called as? Auxin. Therefore, with auxin, right, is placed, where it is placed? Placed on decapitated coleoptile, where on one side. Then what happened? Bending of coleoptile. Bending of coleoptile opposite. Bending of coleoptile opposite side has taken place. It means this bending is to towards agar block or away from agar block? Away from agar block. Away from what, sir? Agar block. Away from what? Agar block has taken place. See this diagram. Sir, agar block is placed on this side. Yes or no? Whereas bending has taken place away from agar block. It has taken place opposite to the side on which agar block is placed. Opposite to the side on which agar block was placed. Is it okay? Sir, why it happened like this, sir? Listen the statement carefully. Sir, when agar block is placed on one side, right, then oxygen diffused more on this side. It means the diffusion of oxygen on this side is more. Whereas on this side, the diffusion of oxygen is less. Now you tell me, sir, here more concentration of oxygen, yes or no? What is more, sir? More concentration of oxygen on one side. The side on which agar block is placed, on that side more concentration of oxygen was diffused. Whereas on this side, right, less concentration of oxygen. Is this statement okay? Sir, where concentration of oxygen is more, okay, on that side more cell elongation has taken place. What has taken place, sir? More cell elongation has taken place. Is it okay? Right? Whereas if oxygen concentration is less, sir, on this side oxygen concentration is less. As oxygen concentration is less on this side, right, less cell elongation has taken place. Less cell elongation. Now you tell me, sir, side on which agar block is placed, more concentration of oxygen, more cell elongation. Side opposite to agar block, less oxygen concentration, therefore less cell elongation. Therefore cell elongation on both the sides, same or not same? Not same. Due to this unequal cell elongation, right, the bending of coleoptile has taken place away from agar block. Is it okay? Bending of coleoptile has taken place away from agar block due to unequal cell elongation. Why cell elongation is unequal, sir? Because oxygen concentration is different. Okay. This is which experiments, sir? Vent experiments. These are vent experiments, right? Note. Number 1. Charles Darwin and Francis Darwin, they wrote a book by name Power of Movements in Plants. Charles Darwin and Francis Darwin. Charles Darwin and Francis Darwin, they wrote a book. What is the name of that book, sir? Power of movements. In plants. This is a book name written by Charles Darwin and Francis Darwin. Okay, right? Next, number 2. Sir, we are discussing the statements concerned to oxygens. What, sir? Oxygens, right? Sir, oxygen was first isolated by Vent in human urine. Yes or no? In what, sir? Human urine. Where? In human urine, right? From human urine, Vent isolated these oxygens for the first time. Okay. What is the scientist's name? Vent. Vent first isolated what, sir? Oxygens from where? Human urine. Right, he isolated oxygens first from where, sir? Human urine. Right? Discovery of a second plant growth regulator. What it is, sir? Gibberellins or gibberellins. Okay. In beginning of 20th century, beginning of which century? 20th century. In the beginning of 20th century, right, in Japan, right, a disease was identified. Disease identified in rice plants. In rice plants, right, a disease was identified in Japan in the beginning of 20th century. Sir, what is this disease name, sir? This disease name is Beccani disease. What is this disease name, sir? Beccani disease. This Beccani disease is also called as a foolish seedling disease. It is also called as what, sir? Foolish seedling disease. Beccani disease or foolish seedling disease. Sir, what are the symptoms of this disease, sir? What are the symptoms of this disease? Plant becomes tall, thin, pale, with low production. Means production is less compared to normal rice plant. Okay. Due to this Beccani disease, the rice plant has become tall, right, thin, right, pale, with what, sir? Low production compared to a normal rice plant, Is it okay? Right? Sir, this Beccani disease caused by Beccani disease, right, disease caused by Gibberella fusiculae. What is this organism name? Gibberella fusiculae. This is a fungi. This Gibberella fusiculae is a fungi. Gibberella fusiculae is a fungi. This is responsible for, right, which disease, sir? Beccani disease. Is it okay? Right? Now, listen the scientist. A scientist by name Kurosawa. We can write even as a Kurosawa. Right? Sir, this Kurosawa or Kurosawa, he is the scientist. Kurosawa, what he did means, he treated uninfected rice seedlings. Uninfected rice seedlings. He treated these uninfected rice seedlings with sterile filtrates of this Gibberella fusiculae fungi. Sir, Kurosawa, he treated these uninfected rice seedlings with sterile filtrates of Gibberella fusiculae fungi. Right. Then what Kurosawa observed means, he observed disease symptoms. Which disease are? Beccani disease or foolish seedling disease symptoms in this uninfected rice seedling. Observed. What Kurosawa observed? Symptoms. Observed symptoms of which disease? Foolish seedling disease. Foolish seedling disease. Foolish seedling disease in uninfected what rice plant? Sir, initially this plant is uninfected, yes or no? In that uninfected rice seedling, better to call seedling, uninfected rice seedling, right, Kurosawa, he observed what, sir? He observed disease symptoms, that is foolish seedling disease symptoms when this uninfected rice seedling was treated with sterile filtrates of this fungi. Okay. Now go for the next one. Listen the statement. Later, Yabuta, scientist name, and Sumuki. Yabuta and Sumuki, right? They are first to extract a crystalline substance. They were first to extract a crystalline substance from what? Fungi. What is that fungi name? Gibberella fungi. What is that fungi name? Gibberella fungi. Sir, Yabuta and Sumuki, they were first to extract a crystalline substance from Gibberella fungi, and they named it as gibberellin. And they named it as what, sir? Gibberellin. Is it okay? Right. Therefore, Yabuta and Sumuki, they were first to extract a crystalline substance from Gibberella fungi, and they named this crystalline substance as what, sir? Gibberellin. Is this statement okay? It means this gibberellin is named after fungi. What is the fungi name? Gibberella fusiculae. Is it okay? Now you tell me, which hormone is responsible for Beccani disease or foolish seedling disease? Gibberellin or gibberellic acid is the phytohormone responsible for Beccani disease or foolish seedling disease, right? Go for the next one. What it is? Cytokinins, right? Cytokinins. Go for cytokinins, right? Now listen here. A scientist by name Snoog and his co-workers co-workers, what they did means they started growing internode segment of tobacco plant, internode segment of tobacco plant on nutrient medium. On what, sir? Nutrient medium. Sir, when they started growing this internodal segment of a tobacco plant on nutrient medium, they got callus. What they got, sir? Callus. Sir, callus means undifferentiated. We read in tissue culture, yes or no? Undifferentiated group of cells or undifferentiated mass of cells. Now this Snoog and his co-workers, what they observed means, sir, to this callus, when they added auxins, what they added, sir? Auxins and one of the following. Sir, what are they? Number 1, extract of a vesicular tissues, or extract of a yeast, or simply we can call it as yeast extract. Number 3, coconut milk. Coconut milk means endosperm, no, or DNA. See this statement carefully. Sir, they got callus. Now where is the callus? On the nutrient medium. Now when they added auxins, along with auxins, what they added? One of the following. It means auxins plus extract of vesicular tissues, or extract of yeast, or coconut milk or DNA. What Snoog and his co-workers observed means proliferation of callus has taken place. What has taken place, sir? Proliferation of callus has taken place. Therefore, proliferation of callus is possible when, along with auxins, one of the following is added to the nutrient medium. Proliferation of callus is possible when, along with auxins, one of the following is added to the nutrient medium. Is this statement okay, right? Later, right, Snoog and Miller. Snoog and Miller. What are the two scientists' names? Snoog and Miller. They identified and crystallized. Snoog and Miller, right, they identified and crystallized, right, a substance which promotes cytokinesis. Which promotes what, sir? Cytokinesis. And they named it as kinetin. And they named it as what, sir? Kinetin. See this statement? Snoog and Miller, they identified and crystallized. What they identified and crystallized? They identified and crystallized a substance which is promoting cytokinesis. I am saying cytokinesis. Identified and crystallized a substance which is promoting cytokinesis. They named this substance as kinetin. Okay, right? Next one, what's our abscisic acid, right? Abscisic acid. Now listen here. In the middle of 1960s, in the middle of 1960s, right, three independent researchers reported purification and chemical characterization. Purification and chemical characterization of three different kinds of inhibitors. Three different kinds of inhibitors. Is it okay? In the middle of 1960s, three independent researchers reported purification and chemical characterization of three different kinds of inhibitors. What are the three different kinds of inhibitors, sir? Number one, first one is inhibitor B. Inhibitor B. Second one is abscission 2. What is the second one, sir? Abscission 2. Right. Third one is Dormin. What are the three inhibitor names, sir? Inhibitor B, abscission 2. Third one is Dormin. Sir, this inhibitor B it was isolated from dormant potato tubers. Isolated from where? Dormant potato tubers. Isolated from dormant potato tubers, isolated from dormant potato tubers. Whereas this abscission 2, right, it was isolated from coconut fruit, isolated from cotton fruit, right? Isolated from where, sir? Cotton fruit, isolated from cotton fruit. Whereas dormin, sir, this dormin, it is isolated, okay, it was isolated from betula leaf. Betula leaf. Okay, later it was identified that chemically these three were same. Later it was identified that chemically these three were same. Right. Later it was identified that these three means inhibitor B, abscission 2, dormin. Okay, these three are chemically same and named as a abscisic acid, and named as what? Abscisic acid, right? Go for the last one. What's our ethylene, right? A scientist by name Cousin. What is the scientist name? Cousins. What he did means he stored ripened oranges. He stored ripened oranges along with unripened bananas. Is it okay? Right. Therefore, ripened oranges, unripened bananas. What happened means this ripened oranges released a volatile substance. Released a volatile substance. Sir, this volatile substance converted unripened bananas to ripened. Is this statement okay? Right. Sir, Cousins, what he observed means when ripened oranges and unripened bananas are stored together, okay, right, this ripened oranges released a volatile substance which converted unripened bananas to ripened, Sir, in orange, which fruit is present? Hesperidium. We read in first year, a type of fleshy fruit. Yes or no? Later, it was identified that this volatile substance, okay, is ethylene. Okay, later. It means this work is not done by Cousins. Later, it was identified as what, sir? Ethylene. It was identified as ethylene. What was identified as ethylene, sir? This volatile substance was identified as ethylene. Is it okay? Right, sir? This work done by Cousins, but this work, okay, this work is not done by Cousins. Okay, later this volatile substance was identified as what, sir? Ethylene. Okay, this is about a discovery of right, plant growth regulators. Right, thank you.